Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Special welcome if you are new here. This is going to be a fun video. This is my travel vlog. My husband and I went on a 15-day cruise, and so I'm going to be taking you along with that. I had this trip broken into two different vlogs, so this is obviously part one. You are going to be seeing me in Greece, Montenegro, and Croatia, so I hope you're excited for that. I am excited to be taking you along, and without further ado, let's get into this travel experience. Good morning. It is Friday, October 17th, and early morning. It's a little after 6:30. I got up at 5:30. My original goal was to get up at 6, but my husband got up at 5:30, so I stayed awake then. And we are already packed. I was already packed last night, really, and so just, you know, put a few little things away after I was done, like brushing my teeth and stuff like that. So we're ready to go. We're ready to head out the door. I think the goal is to leave at 7:30, so I'm ahead of schedule actually. So I may get a few clips along the way, but primarily this video is going to be when we're actually, you know, at the spots and touring and everything like that. So stick along. Just a little tour of our room here. Let me show you from the other angle. All right, this is from the other angle. We have some chairs, desk, bed, closet space, and we have a balcony, which is always nice. All right, just a quick shot of the bathroom. Small but adequate shower. Small but adequate sink space, I guess. I forgot to start this video earlier, so we started this tour at about 1:30, and our bus broke down before we ever got started, but by the time we got going, we were a little bit later than the rest of the groups, but we are at the site of the first Olympics. Right behind me is a Temple of Zeus. I do have a few other clips that I will show in here, but it's just, we did see the stadium as well, which is kind of, dare I say, kind of unimpressive. There's no seating in that stadium. It was just kind of an open grass area where then they had this more like a sandy, gravelly type spot where I guess they would run. But we were supposed to have rainy weather actually, and it cleared up for us pretty well, so I'm happy about that. Good morning. It is October 20th. It's pretty early, so ignore my tired sounding voice. I haven't talked too much yet. But we are getting ready to dock at, I believe it's Kyria, Greece, and we're going to do our tour of Corfu. I'm not sure what the difference is between those two places or how far apart they may or may not be, but we're going to do like an old town walking tour of Corfu. And so I don't really know anything about it, but right now we have gotten up kind of early so that we can have breakfast and head on out. So I will catch up with you later. Thank you. Pepperoni tastes different than I'm used to. I mean, it looks different. Oh my gosh, stay away from your beef. You can see a few of the locals here making themselves at home. The child is not happy in the background, but I can't help that. Say hello. Hello. Alright, we are heading back to our ship, the Viking, and we had been clear over here in the old town Prokopiou place. I am currently reading this book. It's called Sullen. It says a charming Gone with the Wind era love story. It's not my favorite. I'm having a hard time getting into it. I just feel like it's kind of hard to keep track of the characters, and there's a lot of extra wording in there that just makes it difficult. But take a look at my view that I have here, which is another reason why it's hard to read this book. I believe that still might be Albania, but I'm not 100% sure. It's just gorgeous. The ocean, the sea is so deep blue. You have those beautiful white buildings of the city in the background. My camera really isn't doing it justice. The mountains as well. So hopefully you can see why it would be a bit distracting to be reading here, but definitely worth it. Alright, I'm trying not to squint, but I think I have the old town behind me here in the background. Can you guys see that? All the way up on the hill, there is a church up there. Let's zoom in. And all the way up on the hill. So I'm really looking forward to going to tour that. I think it's going to be amazing. And there is a bit of the newer town, I believe this direction. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's where the newer town is. So our tour begins in about, I want to say 40 minutes. So I need to get back to our room, just do a few things before we go and meet down on the deck down below. So I'll see you there. All right, we are in the old town now. Look at this beautiful bell tower. Found a winding road. We're going to take that. Not sure. We'll probably come across some shops as we go. I'm inside one of the churches, one of the Catholic churches. They have this balcony area, but my tour guide's getting ready to leave, but beautiful view. Look at that. All right, I need to get going. Interesting little alleyway. Have to check this out sometime when I have some free time. The cats are everywhere. Alright, let's see how far I can go. Actually, I'll feel guilty. My husband's staying behind, so I don't want to go too far. I really would like to see the church up on the other ledge, but she's quite the climb, I'll tell you that. I wonder what that means up there. Do I have to pay to go past? Alright, well that was a bit disappointing. I didn't get to go up. It cost, it was only 15 euros, but since my husband isn't going, I kind of feel bad. And I probably wouldn't have gone all the way up anyways. They have these little steps here. Don't know how well you can see them. Let me get off and show you. It's like, see, they do have like these primitive steps. And once again, the very uneven cobble-like stones. All right, let's see what else we can find. That may be all though for today. Really worth showing. It's just a bunch of little shops and, you know, different types of souvenir things. So we may just cut it off here and go on to the next town. Good morning. It is Wednesday, October 22nd. My voice still sounds froggy. I still feel very tired. Although I felt like I slept really good. I allowed myself to sleep in. I did already go to the gym as well, but I don't, for as much sleeping as I felt like I did, and for going to the gym to help me wake up as well on the treadmill, I don't feel very awake. My eyes still feel very tired. But we're getting ready to go to breakfast now, and then we're going to be exploring part of Croatia. The city that we're going to today is, I'm going to butcher this, it is Dubrovnik? I don't know. Like I said, I probably butchered that. We will be doing our tour at 1:30, so we still have quite a bit of time. So after breakfast, I'll probably try to get you some shots of the city area, landscape area, like I said, from the boat after breakfast. So I'll see you more later. I had my breakfast. I had some French toast, bacon, sausage, and eggs. I've been doing the same breakfast before on like a different style, but today I just felt like something a little bit more traditionally American. So it is raining outside. I hope you can hear me. I don't want to disturb everybody else, but it is raining quite a bit. I'm hoping it gets a lot lighter or ends altogether by the time our tour starts. So I don't know actually how many pictures I am going to get for you guys before we go on our tour, just because I don't really want to take this out on time. This is just outside the historic district, and it's beautiful. It opens out into the sea. Just gorgeous. It's very noisy here. I don't know how well you guys can hear me. There's a lot of talking, a lot of people around, as you can see, but beautiful.
So 2 cheese. Obično vam je šunka, sir i sos od rajčice.
Alright, I got a cheese Danish. There's a long line in there, I'll tell you that. So, see? Pretty good. I say it's about a 6 out of 10. So my husband has really become friends with a couple of the people here, a couple of the Serbs people, and they made a whole Indian feast for us. So we have the rice, obviously, we have the parota, chicken curry, fish curry, and the poppets over there. All right, cheers. Sometimes Indian food can be pretty spicy. There's a bit of a heat to it in the back of my throat, the second bite, but otherwise it's really, it's good. Like, I had the chicken curry first. I haven't tried the fish. They're both good. I think I prefer the chicken though a little bit better. Good morning. It's Thursday. I'm pretty sure it's October 23rd. I didn't technically check my phone, but I'm pretty sure that's what day it is. And we are arriving in Split. It's about 7:30 in the morning. So it's supposed to be cloudy most of the day. It's cloudy now. There's a chance of showers later in the afternoon, but our tour is in the morning at like 9:45. We aren't exactly docked just yet, but we should be docking pretty soon. I'm just going to show you a brief landscape picture of like what I believe is Split over in this direction, kind of behind you. And then we also have an interesting ship. I think it's a carrier ship here. Let's take a look. All right, that is the ship I was talking about. I think it's a carrier ship, a Navy carrier. I'm not 100% sure. I really know nothing about shipping in general. And then I'm just going to pan you around here. Mountains in the background. Amazing. I think we're starting to get to some more mountainous regions. And then that is Split off in the distance. You really can't see it very well, I feel like, through this viewfinder. So I don't know how well you guys are able to see it. But she's a bigger city than the last one we were at in Croatia. But this is Split, Croatia. All right, there's been a little update, a little change in plans. We are not going to Split. They said that it was too windy to safely get in the harbor and dock there. So, I mean, I don't personally feel like it looks windy, but I'm not the ship navigator. I'm not the ship captain or anything like that. I don't know those things. But I don't feel like it feels windy right now. It's not tossing the ship around. So that's good at least. But we are going on ahead to Venice. And I don't know if we were already scheduled to spend 3 days there. So I don't know if we're going to stay in Venice additional time from what we had originally planned on or not. But I guess it's up in the air. We'll see. They're going to keep us posted and everything like that. But for now, we're just going to have a day of sailing, it looks like. So nothing all that exciting. I may go to the gym a little bit later. But, you know, just relaxing, reading some. I gotta go. People are coming. We are sailing away from Split. Okay, we are at Šibenik, Croatia. We are in the process of docking. Like, we're up to the port, but they're still like tying the ship up and everything. I am still sick. Actually, at the time that you see this, you don't know that I'm sick because we've been in Venice for a few days. But I'm sick. So the Šibenik is supposed to be, according to the information that they gave us, at least a portion of it. I don't know that this portion, maybe somewhere else that I can't see, is supposed to be like the oldest town in Croatia, the oldest city in Croatia along the Dalmatian coast. So our tour begins at 10 o'clock. As I said, it's very windy. My hair is blowing all over the place. But our tour begins at 10 o'clock. And so I think we're supposed to see part of the older town. I think that's supposed to be like the priority of what we see. I think there's a cathedral that we look at. I don't know whether we actually get a tour inside. Now, when I went on the Viking River cruises, I will say I felt like their tours were a little bit more in-depth, that they took you more like into the sites. They didn't just talk about them from the outside. But that's just been what I feel like has been my experience so far. So let's see what this tour gets up to. It's actually pronounced Šibenik. I've been pronouncing it wrong. No surprise there. Our guide was talking about a story about the Black Plague, how they thought it was a vampire that was causing all the illnesses, and supposedly the man they thought
was responsible for it was buried here, and so they had tried to stab him with a stake-like thing to kill the vampire, and there's a whole bunch of people around, and actually the plague in turn spread even more. So that's just like a quick recap on the story, but it's here at this church site. So moving on. This is the square of the church. Oh, don't ask me to pronounce it. She was giving a lot of information about the architecture of it. It was stone built on stone, no mortar or cement-like stuff in between. So that was unique to that time, actually kind of earlier than what it was originally thought to be invented. I didn't realize right beside this church that we were just talking about that there is another one just behind it. There are a lot of churches in a very small area. What I like about this is it's actually very quaint and quiet here. It's not overly crowded like it has been in a lot of places that we've been. So that's nice. We're going into the cathedral now. This took 100 years to build, by the way. As I was saying earlier, I don't remember if I said it or not, it's really not that crowded here, which is really nice. It's been different from all the other places that we've been to. They've been really touristy, and yes, don't get me wrong, there's plenty of tourists here, but it's not nearly as touristy and crowded as the other places I've been. Like this square up ahead is pretty much empty, and it's just shocking. Like there's all these places, well, I don't know about all these places, but there's a lot of seating available to eat, and there's like no one, and I kind of like it. It feels more authentic. All right, we are just finishing our Old Town walk of the Old Town part of the city of Šibenik, and now we are heading back to the ship. Old Town is on that side, and we have the sea, the coast on this side. This is a little inlet, a little channel area, and our ship is that way. And so I hope you enjoyed this video of the first part of our cruise. We went to Greece, we went to Montenegro and Croatia. I hope you enjoyed this, and stay tuned for the next part of the video, the next part of my trip. It will include all the stops that we did in Italy. So I'll catch you in that one.